Hey y'all, Ramdino here, coming at you again for another Appalachian Trail community news, through hiker update, and trail information. Well, a little wet here in North Kakalaki, so I decided to bring it into the Ramdino studios and stay out of the weather out there. And really the biggest reason is because a lot of times y'all see my dogs, Daisy, which is my wife's doodle dog, and my lab, our lab, Coda running around behind me somewhere. And of course, Coda's got 2 layers of fur, and both layers are oily, so nothing sticks to him, and he's no big deal to clean up. But Daisy, the doodle dog, she will be a wreck if she gets out here in this weather, and I would have to deal with it. She would have half the mulch, half the mud inside the house, or all over, and look something like this right here. So I ain't got time to fool with that. I got to get this done for you guys. So, and then also had my 40th year class reunion. So that was pretty neat to go back and chat with everybody there from 40 years ago. I know it's hard to believe with a mug like this that I've been out for 40 years, but hey, it's true. And so it's good to chat with everybody there. Here's a video of Trail Boss and I having a great time there. I think I was probably having a little better time than Trail Boss was with that 360 camera. But anyway, had a good time while I was there. But you're not here to listen to talk about me and what's going on in my life. You want to hear what's going on out there on the trail. So let's just dive right in. Got a lot of folks that summited this past week, and so of course, so now we're getting less and less people in our update. So, but anyway, let's go ahead and jump right in. So we had Strider and Mountain Lion. They have made it through the notch there, and are into Maine. They did get off trail to wait out Hurricane Lee that's coming through, but they are back on trail now, and they say there's quite enough mud on the trail without Lee's help. And I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that would definitely agree with you. Pale Rider, he is checking in. He's crossed into Maine. And Mouse Whisperer, she is got back on the trail after doing her infusion. So she got in Harper's Ferry about 4 days ago, and she is in the shanties already. So when she gets those infusions, she can really book it. So she is doing a great job out there. And she's with Texoma. So that is neat to see them doing so well out there. And then BD, she checked in, and she is 3/4 of the way done on her flip-flop. So she did Harper's Ferry to Katahdin, came back to Harper's Ferry, and she is already at the 3/4 of the way tree there. So that is awesome for her. So summits we had out there, Picky Eater and Dangbird, they summited on the 13th, and I ran into them out there on the trail. Don't believe I have a picture from them. I don't know, for some reason we didn't take one. I think we were getting eaten up by bugs there. But I met them on trail when I did my Massachusetts hike this past summer. And so they were on trail for 6 months and 3 weeks. They said it was muddy the last couple months, and it's nice to have dry feet now. No major injuries or problems. And they credit all that off with starting the first 500 miles slow. So a lot of people right out the gate, they want to do 12 and 16 and 20-mile days, and they don't make it too far. So they took their time for the first 500 miles till they got their trail legs, and then they took off. They also hiked with Grinch. She hiked the first 900 miles with them before getting Lyme disease, so she's back to 100% now after 4 rounds of treatment. So that is a lot of treatment for Lyme disease. Of course, Lyme disease is you get it from a tick, and it's a pretty bad thing to have. So they started out Springer, or Picky Eater started out Springer there at number 400. Maybe that was Dangbird started out at number 407 on the 23rd. And then at Harper's Ferry, they were number 658 and 659. And at Katahdin, they finished at 714 and 715. So awesome. Congratulations to those 2 guys. They spent the better part of the trail together. So pretty neat to see that. Tupac, he summited on September 15th, and his summit number was number 743. So congratulations to him. Honey Bun, he is summited. He started out at Springer on May 3rd, and he was number 2,852. Hit Harper's Ferry at 1,178, and he finished at Katahdin at number 677. Total days he had out there on the trail was 131, and he wanted to give a shout out and thank all the people out there on the trail. They were just amazing, super helpful, he said. He said he probably had close to 20 hitchhikes when people showed up, and that just really showed him that there are really good people out there, really good trusting people still. So he wanted to thank all the trail angels, hostel owners, and random folks that he met out there on the trail. And that was one thing when I was up in Massachusetts, if you hadn't watched any of those videos, that was the first time I had ever hitchhiked, believe it or not, or hitchhiked when somebody knew they were hitchhiking. I'm jumping in the back of a pickup truck and somebody didn't know it before. I've hopped a couple trains as well. But I did, first time I ever stuck my thumb out and got a ride up there, and it didn't, in Massachusetts, it didn't take 5 minutes for people to pick me up. And what was really amazing was I met people, one of the hitches that I got back to the trail, the people were from North Carolina, my home state, where I live, of all places. So they were in another part of the state, but it's just really wild to go all the way to Massachusetts, get picked up by people from North Carolina. But in any case, let's keep on going there. So Cobweb Rose, Snapshot, and Mountain Crushers, we have been updating them every single week. They've been the most loyal folks for sending us updates, and so it has been great to get their updates every week. They made it into Baxter. They had a couple really dangerous fords. Here's one that Snapshot took, and let's watch that.
You're doing great, Snapshot! You got this! Nicely done.
And this is how Cobweb Rose did the same type of ford when she had to get across that, well, it looks like a river, but it's probably just a creek that was swollen.
Well, this is my only option to get across because I'm 5'2", and the water was coming up very, very far on Hard Hat and Shadow because this thing is way too high. You got this, Struggle Bus.
So that's how she does the boot, scoot, and boogie when she does her fords. But they, like I said, made it to Baxter, and today they actually summited. So I just got word back from her that they summited, and of course, they didn't have a signal up on Baxter, I suppose, and they just got out of the park. Got one, she sent it to me, sent me these pictures here. So this, of course, is her. And then we got her and Snapshot and Mountain Crusher, and then there were some other folks that they picked up the last couple weeks, I think, on trail that also summited with them. So what a cool Bluebird day they had. She was number 774 was her summit number. So that was, as of today, that is hot off the presses. So we may have had a few other folks out there that have summited today, but probably not going to make it to 800 today. And then Tupac, who I also met on trail on my Massachusetts trip, and just love running into through hikers or anybody really in general out there on the trail. But it's really neat to run into people that know me or I know them, and we'll stop and chat for a while. So run into her, and she summited. She finished on September 12th. She had been hiking with Captain and Navigator through the Whites, picked them up all the way to the end, and her starting number at Amicalola was 1,752, and her summit number at Baxter was 699. So the highest I'm tracking, of course, was Cobweb Rose today. She was number 774. Last year this time we were at number 929, so close to this date last time, that's what we were at. So we're a little behind what we were last year. Total last year that we had that, and I believe that I had the last ones that summited on the day that Katahdin closed, and that was number 1,428, give or take a few. From last year, that total NOBO that hiked, that summited Katahdin and finished their through hike. So don't know that we're going to make that there, because we've only got like maybe 4 weeks, maybe less. Just depends on what the weather does, but we'll see. But in any case, if you're out there hiking and you summit and you see this, please go ahead and send me your summit pictures and your summit numbers, what your NOBO number was and what your number was when you left Springer, whether or not you've been updating us the whole time. It's good stats to keep up with that, but also we want to know and celebrate with you, as does the rest of the hiker community. So be glad to do that with you through my channel. I know there's other ways you can do that, but just enjoy celebrating with the hiker community and summit and through hikers out there on this such a huge accomplishment. So go ahead and send that to me. You can do that through any of the DM methods, through Facebook or IG, or down below I have those links, as well as my email down below. And if you're out there on the trail and just want to update us where you are on the trail, whether you're NOBO, SOBO, flip-flopper, send those to me as well. And we'll a lot of folks have, even this late in the game and this late in the hiker season, they go ahead and start sending me stuff for the first time, and that's awesome. That's great. So please do that if you're in that situation. 2024 hikers are getting ready for their step off. So that's pretty neat. We've got a link up that we have sent that we've got down below for folks that want to be on my support list. And we've got somewhere around 20 that have already signed up. And so they've got their social media accounts there. So if you're out there in the hiker community and you want to follow along for folks for next year and start picking out who you're going to follow along, we've already got 20 there. And we're adding more and more each week. If you're a 2024 through hiker, the link is down below to sign up for that. And I've also opened the link where folks can go and see that list and start following their favorite 2024 through hikers. So we got some news, a little bit of news out there. Spineless Cougar, he indicated, of course, he's a trail angel, and he does his trail magic up in Vermont. And he said the trees are starting to get very colorful in Vermont. So that is a gorgeous state for fall color. So those are starting to pop out. He said the high temps are in the upper 60s during the day, upper 60 to mid 70s. And at nights, they can get down in the mid 40s. So it's starting to get pretty chilly. This week he had 10 NOBO and looks like 4 SOBO, and he's been giving us pack weights. So he weighs their packs if they will allow him to weigh his packs. And he's had a medium pack weight of about 28 pounds this past week, with a low pack of 16 and a high pack of 56 pounds. And that was a female that had the 56 pounder. So he said that she indicated she was trying to cull some of that as she went. And she was actually a long trail hiker as well. That was the numbers from them. But he did say that hiker numbers for Appalachian Trail are going down steadily, and pretty much the AT season is over with. Most of who he is seeing now are long trailers that are coming through. Of course, in Vermont, the long trail is shares the same treadway as the Appalachian Trail till it branches off there. Somewhere, I believe it's more north of, was definitely north of Rutland. But in any case, it branches off eventually, and the AT continues on. So Whisper's another northern correspondent. He is reminding everybody out there about the potential damage from blowdowns and trail washouts and stuff. When Hurricane Lee came through, it really hit Maine pretty hard. I haven't seen anything about some really bad flooding like we had in Vermont or anything, but there's bound to be a lot of blowdowns because we had some pretty significant winds from that. And of course it was just a glancing blow to Maine, but that northwest quadrant a lot of times can have a lot of rain and a lot of wind in it. So that's kind of what hit it. And hopefully just be on the lookout, and be on the lookout for dead mans out there as well. So dead mans that are hanging up in the trees that, you don't want to put your tent up over a big, huge limb or even a small limb that's going to come out of a tree and either damage your tent or kill you. So look out for those dead mans. And then I wanted to give a huge shout out to the hiker community in general. Thank you so much for what you did for Fresh Ground. So Fresh Ground's engine had about 375,000 miles on it, and he had been putting Band-Aids on it with stop leak. It had been leaking water and oil, and so it was about time to replace that. So so we started a fundraiser, and of course he put it on his site. I put it out here, and you guys, the hiker community, stepped up to the plate immediately. And within, I think it was less than a week, he had the $8,000 he needed raised for the engine. And while you got the motor pulled, you might as well put a new transmission on it as well, because both of them are original. So thanks a lot, folks, for all you do to help out Fresh Ground. Very, very worthy person. Of course, Fresh Ground is a trail angel that spends the better part of the year going up and down the trail, feeding hikers and just showing them love. And so it's a ministry for him, and I am a little bit a part of that. I'm on his board, but mainly here just to support him in whatever way I can. And so Fresh Ground, thank you for everything that you do, and thank you, hiker community, for supporting Fresh Ground out there. And who knows, if you're on trail, you may be the benefactor of his food. And man, he can make a grilled cheese sandwich taste like a filet mignon. So thanks a lot for that, Fresh Ground. And then I'm getting ready to get out on trail. I'm excited about that. So I hadn't been out since my Massachusetts hike about a month or so ago. Getting back out on trail, I'll be starting there at Black Horse Gap on the Blue Ridge Parkway and heading on up probably at least Petite's Gap, maybe get on up to the James River, crossing there, James River footbridge. But I'll be doing that this coming week or this coming weekend. So I'm looking forward to that. Anybody wants to come out there and join us, I may have come along with me. So he said he's coming. We'll see if he can break away from work and come on up there. So I'm excited about that and getting to do that. Folks, that is all I've got this week. As always, appreciate you, and we'll see you out here.